Sketchy. Welcome back. This is Josh. Welcome to my iPad screen, my Procreate canvas. Today I celebrate a lesser known, lesser loved Disney, late Disney Renaissance film, Treasure Planet, a kind of a big swing by Disney to adapt a classic with a sci-fi twist. I have mixed memories of this movie. I was obsessed with animation at the time, obsessed with Disney, so I was there, and I thought this movie was great when I was whatever age I was in 1997 or whatever this was. And over time, I don't remember much about it. I just know that I do like the animation, and I particularly like the character design of two characters that I'm featuring in this video here today. This exercise was just to draw fan art of Captain Amelia and Dr. Doppler, two aliens who are just basically furries, essentially, but really appealing characters, designs portrayed, I believe, Emma Thompson and, who was Doppler? Was he, that's going to drive me crazy. I know who it was. It was Nigel from Frasier, right? All right. Live Googling. I know that I'm going to see it and be like, of course, it's this guy. My internet is very slow today. Did you know there was a 1982 animated film called The Treasure Planet? I did not know that. This was 2002 that this movie came out? Wow, in my mind, it's late 90s. I guess that's not that far off, but crazy. So, of course, the name I was looking for was, I still can't find it, David Hyde Pierce. Of course, it's David Hyde Pierce, folks, as the beloved Dr. Doppler. All right, so here I am. This is my typical process. I've talked about this elsewhere, where I want to draw a character, and I'm always, there's a tension between wanting it to be identifiable and look like a Disney drawing and wanting to inject my own artistic voice and put my own stamp on it. This was rough. This one didn't go well. I think it turned out okay, although there's one line that I would change that makes the body look awkward, if I could. I'm not going to point it out because I don't want to ruin it. Maybe you can tell. But when it's all said and done, there's literally one line on this drawing that I would change to make it a little bit less awkward in the posture and the stance. But considering how rough the sketching process was, I'm pretty pleased with where I got. And then I feel like it went much better, you'll see in a few moments, with Doppler. I feel like Doppler's more in my wheelhouse, though. I'm a little more comfortable. Something about this one, the soft femininity, even though she's kind of a hard character in the design, there's just something very subtle in her features. And then the regalness of the costume. I feel like this was a little more of a struggle for me, whereas Doppler, well, again, I'm talking about him before he's even on screen. Sorry, Amelia, I don't mean to steamroll over your moment to shine here. You know, Amelia, that reminds me. Anybody listen to the show Doughboys? This is complete tangent, but I was listening to the show Doughboys, and they have this producer they've had on for a few months named Amelia. They keep talking about Amelia, and she's this hilarious person with all these great stories. It finally hit me that I know Amelia. I know Amelia Marino from Doughboys. She had my wife as a music teacher, and she was always hilarious. She, I'm not going to tell. If you know how outrageous her stories are on Doughboys, we have stories like that from her high school years. She's a very cool person, and her sister Genevieve. Very weird for me to shout out these people in this video, but that's okay. They won't see it. You're not even seeing this. No one is even seeing this. So back to the drawing. Here's Captain Amelia. She is almost done. Got to put some gold accents on this uniform, and then we're good to go. I see it now. It's on screen. The line that I would change, it was right there. It's killing me. I really, it's actually two lines. It's actually two symmetrical lines that I would just change the angle of. But I wanted to do it before this, and I thought, no, let's put it out there. It'll be a learning experience. All right, wrapping up here. Before I get to talk about Dop, my boy Dop. All right, there she is, Captain Amelia. You see, I colored the lines with a brown color in the final version, softened it a little bit. So now we get to Dr. Doppler, when this is a little more of a traditional Disney anthropomorphic animal creation, I think. Just hard to mess up, although this doesn't look great. My initial sketch, once again, this is why I do it. This is why you do the sloppy sketch, and then you draw on top of it once you're happy with the shapes and you define it down. That's kind of how animators work, and you don't necessarily have to work that way if you're just drawing a still image or fan art, but I just find this process gets me where I want to be. And there's something in the posture here and in the way that the angles and the stiffness and corners of the suit that really reminds me of Ludwig von Drake, specifically the picture I drew of him in my Advent Duck month last year. And so there was just kind of that vibe here. I still haven't quite gotten it, but that's the great thing. Yeah, I think it was the mouth. I'm changing the attitude, which was not the attitude in the various source images I was using, but it just came out in the drawing that this is what he needed to look like. He needed to be a little bit arrogant, literally looking down his nose, literally a little bit of a scowl. And I felt like it worked. So now here's the inking process. And then we'll color it in. Really fun design. That was the best thing for my money about this movie was the various alien designs. It was an early hybrid of CG and hand-drawn, and I don't know how successful that is. You had Long John Silver, of course, animated by the great Glenn Keane, but he had a mechanical arm that was CG, and I feel like that kind of worked. It's a cool idea, but it's kind of, I don't know, it looks a little bit, it's definitely stands out, which is not always what you want from hybrid animation styles. You really want them to be, you want them to get lost in the mood and the character and the story. You don't want to be thinking about technique, and I think that might be a technique that calls too much attention to itself. There was also the Ben character, the Ben, the droid, voiced by Martin Short, who was a completely CG character. Pretty fun, pretty basic design, though. I don't know what to make of this movie. When I posted these pictures originally on social media, I said something about this being a forgettable movie. I kind of just jumped over the fact that I used to love it, and now I don't know what to make of it, and I just kind of dismissed it. And some people took umbrage with that. Some people were like, hey, this movie is beloved. It's cool. People who were the right age, really had or maybe people who really liked the Goo Goo Dolls, really have a soft spot for this motion picture, and God bless them. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. And again, there was a time when I loved this movie. I owned it on DVD, and then 2-disc DVD, and then Blu-ray, and I don't know if we're going to get... I don't know what the status is on 4K from Disney. There's a couple of them, but they're only... I think there's a couple... There's like Frozen and Toy Story and Kanto, but as far as classic animation on 4K, I don't think there's anything yet. But they have a lot to figure out. I've ranted about this elsewhere. I don't remember what video, but boy, they have some... They got some things to figure out at Disney about how they transfer classic animation into high definition. They butchered the Blu-rays of Robin Hood and Sword in the Stone and a few others with the pencil style that I love so much. They just tried to smooth out all the wrinkles and all the scratches, and they made it look terrible. We want to see that film grain. We want to see those pencil lines. Come on, get it together. Speaking of getting it together, look at that. From a very not great sketch to a pretty, I'm pretty pleased with the way that this came out in the end. Looks better if you don't zoom in, but here we go. I'm overall very, very pleased with how Doppler came out. There's something about, even at the ripe old age of whatever my age is, it is really fun to go back and spend time with these characters, and it's fun to draw, it's fun to post, it's fun for other people to recognize, it's fun to enthuse together. And that is it for today. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.